So we're taking a look at many variables right now, and it's a fairly significant point right now where Bitcoin's at, in my personal opinion. What I'm noticing is that, okay, first of all, let's just walk down the line. We haven't walked down the line in a very long time, so let's start off with the monthly, right? And then we're gonna pick apart Bitcoin and even get into Elliott wave theory tonight as well if there's time. I'm gonna try to keep this under 20 minutes, okay? So looking at the monthly right now, what we're seeing is that it's supporting above the 8 exponential moving average, well above it actually. It's a fairly bullish candle, and then the month finished pretty strong there, so I'm going to recap that as well with a big bullish type of pin bar, right? Huge green bar, that's as bullish as you can possibly get. The volume has actually been steadily increasing. If you take a look at this yellow moving average here, that's sampling, I think 20, yeah, 20. And then we're seeing it gradually go up, right? Just the over time here. So we're seeing some pretty decent patterns that are forming already. And on the monthly, we're seeing that this is possibly a 1 and a 2, right? And there's a 3 forming somewhere way up there. If there's even a 3, on the R side, it's in a pretty neutral territory, 64-ish. Monthly, we can't really gauge it too well right now. There's just not enough data there. In terms of the histogram, right? It only shows from March and on for some reason. Okay, so on the daily, we're actually trending to the upside pretty hard right now based off of RSI, which is what I like. And on the weekly. And then if you take a look at this peak right there and that RSI, and you compare it with this one and that one, right? What I like is that this RSI is actually not higher than that one, because if it was and it hit there and this one got a higher RSI than that one, in my opinion, that would be considered almost a continuation, a hidden bearish divergence to continue to the downside. But it's actually pretty steady right now, which is good, right? If it was a lower price point and a higher RSI, that would be bad. If it's a higher price and a higher RSI, then that's more than okay, in my opinion. It's really dry. Winter's coming. I gotta get a humidifier. Skin's really itchy lately. Just random comments. This microphone's actually pretty good. I'm happy with it. So the MACD is trending pretty nicely to the upside right here. There's no signs of it slowing down or any type of bearish divergence yet, except for on the daily. Like on the weekly and on the monthly, we're definitely in the progress of moving to the upside based on everything that I see here right now. We're finally starting to see some bearish signs on the daily, there and there, and I'll explain to you why this is starting to get bearish here when we get to the Elliott wave. I'm getting extremely tired, so I'm going to try to keep this really quickly tonight. Okay, so now we're obviously proving that that's bearish divergence, but there's no crossover quite yet to the downside, right? None at all. Even though it is ticking down, we don't see the histogram moving negatively or see a MACD crossover. So it still implies it's bearish, or sorry, it's bullish to an extent. Right, we're finally seeing a lower high here, right, a higher high there, but we're seeing a lower high on the RSI, and this just keeps dropping. This is the triple drop that's kind of deadly. So when these drops happen, right, where it's getting a lower one and then an even lower one, that's where it's starting to signal to the market that it could actually start to drop very, very soon. And I don't want to microanalyze it further than that, like on the lower time frames. So yeah, so if you take a look here, that's the 55 moving average, and the 4 hours supporting nicely above it, once, twice, almost thrice there. And then on the 3 hours, probably it's supported above there as well. 2 hour as well. 1 hour barely pushing it, so 45 must be a struggle, and the 30-minute must be a struggle, yeah. So, excuse me, I hit the microphone stand there. So if you take a look at, we're bearish at the 15 minutes and under, but above 30 minutes, like at 30 minutes, we're about to try to break to the downside. So right now, what degree are we bearish till? Till about the 30. The 30-minute chart is the one that's attempting to penetrate down to about 13.5 at least, because that's where the next EMA is. 45 still considered bullish. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, like based off of EMA, they're all considered pretty bullish still because they're all above the 55 EMA, all right? But that doesn't mean that the 15 to 30-minute chart right there, it won't have a problem. Like it could possibly just end up downtrending pretty hard, right? So the 15 and 30-minute ends up downtrending, and then it cascades over to the other higher time frames, right? And then who knows where it may cut off. But just from what I see right here, I'm seeing Bitcoin hitting a massive resistance. So we take a look on even a bigger picture and see the monthly again. We go to the horizontal ray there. We acknowledge that 13.7 was a resistance, then we actually broke out of it. Okay, and then the other one was 13.970, I'm guessing. Yeah, what a guess. Haven't seen that number in a long time. Sometimes numbers just stick out to me. So that's 13.970, that's the high. And then we actually got to 14.100. Yeah, 14.100. So these areas of resistance is pretty contended right now, or contested rather. So we really got to keep an eye on there. So who knows, this could have been the Subways 1. That could have been a 2 in there. So if that were even the case, all that we're doing right now is basically looking at this particular... sorry, so I'm hitting it a lot, right guys? Because I'm not used to this yet, kind of here, and I don't know exactly what setup I want yet. So this pop filter is kind of like really in my face, you know, and I can't do it above there because my monitor's too damn big, because I got that 49-inch Samsung ultra wide 32:9 monitor. So yeah, don't mind me, I'm still getting like really used to this thing. This thing's like huge in my face, this mic right now. And let me know how the sound quality is like, okay? I'd really appreciate that. So we're taking a look at that specific wave only. So let's go to like say a weekly, right? Go to weekly. It's very difficult to tell what the heck this is. In fact, impossible almost. Actually, I'd say it is impossible to tell from there. Okay, so this is the way that I'm gonna do it for you. All right, so the way that I see it is like this. I see this one as one wave in here. That's 2. And I see this as subwaves 1, 2. And I see this as 3, 4, and 5. So I see that right there as a third wave. And we're looking to make a fifth. This one here, my bet would be 12,400-ish. This one here would be at least a 1-to-1 target. Like when this one is entirely done. Okay. Because if you zoom out, like I was only identifying this last structure in here, okay? Because if you actually zoom out right now, this is what you're going to be getting. What you're going to be getting is this is most likely the first wave in here that started, okay? This is probably a really shallow retracement of some sort in here. This is my opinion. And then I see this as a 1 and then a 2 down there. And this is making an impulsive subwave 3 going upwards. And then there's a 4 down and then a 5. So I don't even think that this is close to being done yet. And I think that this is the one, like the third wave is going to be the one that's going to try with a lot of conviction to break to the upside. Sorry, the fifth wave. After the fourth one finishes is what I'm trying to say. And the reason why I deduce that this is the wave in here like that is because if it's a third subwave, and you know, you can extrapolate it however you want, right? It's obviously going to take longer than that, probably, like who knows. But what I'm saying is that you can extrapolate however you want, where this is now subwaves 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4, and you know, that's 5, right? It just kind of goes like that. Okay? And that seems very proportional to me. And then, oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, then diagonal to make the fifth. And this one could be very close to done already, if not even done already. But either way, I'm seeing like around 14.4 as a resistance right now. Yeah. And then once this finishes up, I'm pretty confident about my prediction of how that subways 1. This is from March. 1, 2, then subways 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. I think that this is the one that breaks right now down though, where we reject the $14,000 resistance around that range because, well, we're gonna most likely end up correcting this particular structure first, and I think that this is gonna be a very relevant resist or support point over here, right around 12.4 range. I'd say 12.4 range, but I don't think it's gonna go as low as 11.7. I really doubt that. I think it'll be more like right around this range there, 12.4. But if on the bad side, right, if 12.4 doesn't hold, then 11.7 will be the next region of support. In my personal opinion, that's where we're gonna see it, because then we get back to that level where we get resistance there, resistance cluttered there, and that was hard to break, and it took about 3 attempts to break above that. Okay, so once again, if we correct this particular wave and I'm right, that means that there's a good chance we're gonna hit 12,400 right now, short term, like very short term, and then we're just gonna fire up to finish the final fifth wave after the fourth is done, do a small fourth correction down, and then a big one up again, and then fourth down. So right now, if we don't break, I know there's no bear signs right now whatsoever, except for everything I mentioned, like the RSI and the MACD, etc. But I'm talking about like on the weekly or the monthly, there's no signs, and it just looks entirely bullish. But keep in mind, as a day trader, what we do is we try to capitalize just during the day, and we're trying to just catch those small percentage gains that really do add up over time. Guys, I honestly can't even keep my eyes open right now, so I'm just gonna finish up this video right now. But that's my Elliott wave count that I have for you guys. Okay, I just wanted to give you guys a brief count, food for thought for tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna make sure that I give you guys a very, very detailed analysis for this because it's long overdue now. So my whole thought process of this is that if there is a three still that's going, like we're not, I really doubt we're gonna even break any much higher highs, like maybe 14.2, 14.4 at most, right? And then I believe there's a third wave correction to the downside, down to about 12.4. And this is a pretty solid prediction that I'm gonna make. I'm not used to this yet, right? I move my hand here, and then it hits the fucking pop filter all the time, so it's getting kind of annoying. I gotta do it from the other side, I think. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. This is my Elliott wave count. I hope you guys have had a great night so far. Bye.